Todd Talks.
One of the most important principles in martial arts, and that can be judo or tai chi or kung fu or, I almost dropped my phone, or aikido or any of the martial arts. And what I personally focus on teaching is not just the internal aspect of the martial art, but the deeper underlying spiritual aspect of the martial arts. So I was teaching a class last night, and I talked to the students a little bit about this, where it's like, so when you're doing any kind of movement, and that could also be true, I suppose, of exercise in general and wellness and yoga or whatever it is you do, is there's an internal aspect to it. So we're not just moving our body about. We're not moving our hands and our arms and our legs about. There's an internal aspect to it. There's a sort of like well, they call it intention in Tai Chi, right? And, kazushi and other terminology in judo practice. And there's just so many different ways of wording this, but primarily it's like this. If I'm going to move my arm up and down, there's an intention behind it. And if I want to move my arm up and down in a violent way, or if I want to move my arm up and down to use it to hurt somebody, that's a different intention. But if I want to move my arm up and down with a nourishing, internalized component to it, meaning that I have purpose before I move my arm, and I allow my arm to move, I imagine it moving slowly and the energy flowing through my arm. You can imagine where that's way more fluid, way more relaxing, sort of a meditative aspect to it. It's like that with Tai Chi. It's like meditation and movement, right? In motion, meditation and motion. So I want to emphasize that. I just want to talk a little bit about that. Even if you're walking, when I do mindful walking or even Tai Chi steps, different things like that, or judo stepping or ninja walking, or, just walking in general, is don't just, slap your feet down one after the other, slap, 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 bang, bang, bang. Have some intention behind it, some fluidity behind it. Put some imagination into it to nourish all the joints in your entire body. In fact, walking is a full body experience. It's not just your feet, but try to take a walk next time, or even maybe now you're walking, listening to this, but try to focus on the reality that your whole entire body is involved in moving when you're walking. Every single part of your body, including the breath. So I want to point that out. I want you to think about your movements today. So when you're moving your body, when you're doing exercises, when you're doing yoga, when you're doing martial arts, when you're doing Tai Chi, when you're just going about your day, think about flowing, kind of like a flowing wave, flowing energy, that there's flowing energy in every single thing you do. And it starts with intention, because you ever notice that your thoughts are there, thoughts arise, right? But there's also intention behind some of your thoughts, most of your thoughts, right? So a thought may come to you, a thought may occur to you, but then you have the intention, you have this beautiful power of intention to be able to move it, assert it in different directions. And that's important to note, just important for you to understand and take a look at. And that's all I want you to do is to take a look at it and contemplate that, your intention, what you do and how you move your body and why you move your body. So when we do Zen circles, or when we move our arms in circles in different patterns, we're imagining a flowing energy ball, flowing and circulating. So when energy is moving through your body, I want you to imagine it all around you at the same time that you're moving your body, because we're constantly in energy. If you are conscious, if you are alive and conscious, there's a conscious energy inside of you. And that's what we need to exercise. And by the way, the other important aspect of the martial arts especially, but to me in the Zen life, is the best part of you You want to move the best parts of you, the best energy. You want to strengthen and focus and emphasize that part of you that's the better part. The love, the kindness, the respect, the dignity, the honor, the gratitude, the love, the empathy, the apathy, all that wonderful stuff. We want to exercise that. We want to put that into motion. So it's like beautiful circular motions, beautiful, powerful movements, but with gentleness and grace and beauty and dignity, kind of like a beautiful ballet dancer, beautifully moving, gracefully moving. That's how we want to approach any type of movement, but especially with the martial arts. Even with self-defense, when I teach what I call practical self-defense, these are practical ways of using self-defense to protect you or others, but not in a violent way. It's a very defensive approach, which could be misconstrued and certainly used some of it as offensive, right? Like, potentially causing harm. But that's the key: is we don't want to assert ourselves in an angry fashion, in a mean fashion that we intend to kill. Obviously, there's enough power in many of these forms and movements to do damage, even kill, But we don't want to do that. We don't want to assert ourselves to that, because there's a great deal of dark energy in all of that. We don't want that. We want to assert ourselves in a kind, gentle, nurturing, loving way. And that's what I like to teach, and that's what I think is important for everybody to learn, is the deeper internal aspects of the martial arts and Zen and the way we move our bodies. So you could apply this same principle to anything you do in life. No matter where you are in life, no matter the mood you're in a mood, you can start to assert yourself in a different direction. You're a woodworker, or you're working on the lawn, you're taking a walk, riding your motorcycle, driving your car, driving your truck, having a meeting. Anything you do, you can apply this Zen principle, this whole principle of the yin-yang principle, of the good, the bad, the up, the down, the light, the dark, all of it flowing together with a smile on your face. I want you to go about your day kind of like the Mona Lisa smile. And you have this light smile inside because you can relax. You're light. You're relaxed. You have that in you. You have the ability in you to be relaxed. If you're sad, you're depressed, you're angry, tone it down. Turn the dial down. Tone it down and relax. Tap into the deeper, relaxed, meditative, and soft energy inside of you. And trust me, there's a lot of power in that. But you want to relax. Like in Tai Chi, we talk about songing our joints. We song our joints, which means we don't flop, we don't relax. We allow space, gaps to occur in all of the joints and spaces, not just in our joints, but also in our cells, space. We want to use our imagination and allow this beautiful space to expand outward. Expand, expand, expand. You want to expand your energy and relax and relax. So remember, when it comes to martial arts, Tai Chi, any of them, you want to expand and relax, and you want to expand and relax your mind as well as your body. So try to keep that in mind today, that whole principle in mind of space, gap, relaxation, deep relaxation, and flowing movements while you're giving space. We often bring tension in, pulling in. You can't see my hands right now, but I'm pulling them in. What we want to do is put them out, push them out. It's kind of like when I teach, there's a Tai Chi 8 form, a very basic fundamental form, and one of the movements is a heel kick, where you're standing and balancing on one leg and kicking one of your legs out, and your hands are going out. So try to imagine my leg kicking out and my arms kicking out. So 3 different directions, 3 different trajectories, and that's exerting your energy out in a relaxed, flowing movement. And we do the same thing with our mind. So just give that a little bit of thought today. I'll share some more later. I'm going to put some more videos up. I certainly teach this in my in-person workshops and classes. Always have, always will. But I'll try to put some videos up too that you can watch to help you with this with this metaphor or this representation of expanding your body and smoothly flowing your body, but incorporating the mind into that. There's an internal mechanism to this, a spiritual internal mechanism to this that I want to focus on as well. So give that some thought today and think about expanding your body and expanding your mind, and see if you can at least pay attention to it a couple times today and see how it might change how you move, how you walk, how you think, how you feel. Give it a try and see if it reshapes at least a few moments throughout your day. I'm Todd, a lifetime artist and passionate creative professional with over 30 years of incredible experience. A wellness, martial arts, Zen, and spiritual teacher, imaginative entrepreneur, and honored husband, father, and grandfather. I'm driven to helping others achieve their personal, professional, and spiritual best. You can find me online at toddschen.com or mitchellcreativegroup.com. Thank you.